Hello and welcome to VLearn Virtual Learning Network. This is session 30 of Administrative Theories, Chief Executive. Topics to be covered: Introduction, Meaning of Chief Executive, Types of Chief Executives, Various types of Local Chief Executive, Function of Chief Executive, Aids to the Chief Executive, Indian Executive, District Collectors as the Chief Executive. Introduction. So yes, in this session we were actually going to have a discussion on the Chief Executive. Who are the Chief Executive? What are the roles and responsibilities of Chief Executive? How Chief Executive performed and what kind of things do they have to perform? So in the introduction part, yes, government power is a threefold: legislative, judicial, executive law. There is a separate organ in the charge of each function. A complete separation would lead to the proprietary deadlock in the administration. Thus, there are various points of contact between all the three organs of the government to ensure smooth functioning of the government program. Analyze the functioning of Chief Executive in the light of a difference between the real and the nominal executive. So if we talk about the government, or we were having an understanding about the administrative theories and we were gathering the information about the administrative work. So in the administrative theory, the government, they are very much related to the government powers and government working. So yes, government powers are threefold working. They have a threefold powers. First power is about the legislative. Legislative is very much towards the legal rights, legal issues. That's always related to the legislative. Judicial is what exactly you comes or what exactly you have from your position and from your rights. And the executive law is finally what you are working and while performing that working, what kind of an authority you can have. So there is a separate organ in the charge of each function. These three functionings are very much separate to each other. They have a different work and different organs to be performed under it. So a complete separation would lead to the proprietary deadlock in the administration. If we talk about the administration, so working on that concept, working on getting the ideas about the all organs, getting the ideas about all the powers which is flow in the organization, it always required smooth functioning of governmental program. It's always required the smooth working of the programs. So in that case, analyze the function of Chief Executive in the light of difference between real and nominal executives. Now, who are basically the executive? As in the introduction, we get an idea that executive is one of the very important person in the organization to perform well, and they are one of the person who effectively perform in the organization. Now, what exactly the meaning of Chief Executive? If we talk about the executive, is that branch of government which is charged with the execution of law. Executive word itself is which performed. So that means the person or the area, or we can say that the organ who perform the certain kind of law, who actually work on the execution of that law, the implementation of the law, that comes into the executive. So in that case, it consists of the various administrative agencies which are involved in the implementation of the law. So it is always there into the administrative agency, administrative part, and it is basically working on to how we can going to implement all these powers, all these law in the proper manner. So it means that the person or the body of a person at the head of administrative system of the country. So it is always required the proper head of the government companies, or we can say that the various agencies are performing in the one country and they will lead to the further performances. So the administrative hierarchy of a country resembles pyramid, broad based and trapping off towards the top till its end at the single point. So that is what a hierarchy flow, we can say that there was the proper flow of hierarchy. There was from top to end. Everything is going to be performed well. They have whole structured to be performed, department wise they were divided. So whoever on the apex of that pyramid, that means whoever on the top of that pyramid, that is what the Chief Executive. So now we have a clear idea that who are the Chief Executive, अगर हम एग्जीक्यूटिव की बात करें तो एग्जीक्यूटिव वो लोग होते हैं जो प्रॉपर फंक्शनिंग यानी कि किसी तरीके की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन को देखते हैं. हमारे जितने भी लॉज हैं, हमारे जितने भी लीगल फैक्टर्स हैं, उनकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन को काउंट करते हैं. इन दैट केस हर गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में उसकी एक हायरार्की होती है, यानी कि जो भी काम इम्प्लीमेंट होगा डिफरेंट उसकी एजेंसीज होंगी और डेफिनेटली उसकी हायरार्की होगी. कोई अपर लेवल पर होगा, कोई मिडिल लेवल पर होगा, कोई लोअर लेवल पर होगा. सो इन दैट केस हूसोएवर ऑन द टॉप ऑफ दैट पिरामिड वो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव होते हैं. Types of chief executive में the first type is the parliamentary and presidential type of chief executive. If we talk about parliamentary, so in country like India and UK, with parliamentary system, the chief executive consists of prime minister and other minister. There is a close, continuous, intimate executive legislative relationship as a cabinet is accountable to the parliament working. So parliamentary chief executive वो हो गए जो कि legalistic functions को देखते हैं, हमारे लॉस को कंसीडर करते हैं, पार्लियामेंट में होने वाली जितनी भी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं उनको क्लोजली ऑब्जर्व करना, उन पर काम करना, ये सब पार्लियामेंट्री एग्जीक्यूटिव का काम होता है. Whereas presidential executive is system like USA के सिस्टम के हिसाब से like chief executive is considered as president. So in that case they are called as in a presidential type. That means such a system the president is neither a member of parliament nor accountable to it. Another is tutorial and real chief executive. In parliamentary form of government, all the executive power is vested in the tutorial and constitutional head in theories. So all the decisions are supposed to be taken in his name. That means all the heads, all the departments, all the decisions are taken by that tutorial executive. So in that case, it means it is head, whether it is king or president, but exercise his power only on advice of ministers, not independently. So that is what the tutorial, that means the person who are asked to use that power, then only that person going to use that power. So वो हमारे tutorial executives होते हैं. Whereas chief real executives वो होते हैं which take all the legal powers of tutorial executive passes. It means he does not have any power but it practices all the exercise. उनके पास किसी तरीके की power on written नहीं है, but इसके बावजूद भी वो हर तरीके की power पर काम करते हैं और उस पर एग्जीक्यूट भी करते हैं. That comes into real executives. Then under is single chief executive and plural chief executive. In the country where the parliamentary system of government prevails, the real chief executive is the cabinet, which is plural body. That means अगर when your real chief executive is exist, अगर आपकी गवर्नमेंटल प्रैक्टिस और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रैक्टिसेस के अंदर अगर रियल चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, that means it's a dual working. One person having the rights, having the power, and other is exercising that powers. So prime minister work on the advice of his ministers. Unlike this, chief executive in the presidential system of the government is single individual, the president. So through he functions under the system of separation of power and check and balances. So that comes into the plural and single. Single is the individual chief executive, or plural is that is the person have or the academy have the real chief executives. Now what are the various types of local chief executive? Now if we talk about the local chief executive, assume different form in the different countries in the various designated. It can be single and plural, political, administrative, elective, non-elective. So executive shares two type of power. We all know that yes, there was a two kind of power which is shared by the chief executive. One is political and another is administrative. That means one to consider all the rules and regulations, all the political and non-political factor, whereas administrative will all consist of considering all the overall working and the administrative part of your working, how you are going to exercise it. So there are local executives who are strong rather than are weak, and they involve of the execution in the administrative also. Political function, if we talk about, yes, the source of political power under the democracy, it's basically primarily the people themselves, and secondarily the legislation, which is representative body of a person. So these are those persons who were actually performing under that concept, who performed under the those factors. So that's come into political functions. All our legal or representative bodies activities comes into the political functions. So the chief executive obtains his office through the votes of his people, and it means that the office of a chief executive is the end result of the political process. So chief executive has to perform his activity by keeping in view the public interest. Administrative functions. Yes, administrative functions, what we discuss, it's all administrative, matlab the daily working or the performance part. So that comes into chief executive have to perform a number of administrative functions like formulating policy, discussing the detail of organization, issue directive, proclaiming orders, appointment, removal of personnel, ordinations of various executive activities, management of finance, supervise, control, investigate the administrative operation, maintain proper system of communication. These all are administrative work which is performed by the chief executive. Now, what are the aids to the chief executive? We talk about the chief executive. So yes, what are the aids of chief executive? No chief executive can perform the above mentioned function all by himself. He need help, and his help in the providing by the organs attached to the office of the executive. So that is what the biggest thing. If we talk about the aid of chief executive, whatever the idea we will getting from the political powers and executive power of the chief executive, and we get the glance that what are the factors to be performed in the organization, are the basic role of chief executive, what are the roles and responsibility he is going to be performed. All these are not individually performed by a chief executive. They can have taken the help of others to work with him or work for them. So in that case, this is what the basic factor. Another is Moneyverse says that always there are too many things to think about, too many factors to consider, too diversified a knowledge required for solution, for unaided capacity of the one leader to accomplish. So there are, yes, too many things for the chief executive to be performed. There are too many factors to be considered, too many work, too many knowledge which is required to be performed. So in that case, yes, executive is basically performed in numbers of tasks. So thus it is impossible for a chief executive to work without any assistant. That is what the very true factor of money. Any chief executive, if individually he is going to perform each and every activity, they never be performed well, and there was the chief executive designation is always for a namesake. That's it. So in that, it is always have agencies, all the assistants under them, and yes, they performed with their assistant. So in that case, delegation was always there in organization, and yes, this delegation lead to the further working of the organization. Delegation in the chief executive point of view, it can be of two types. One is staff and other is line and staff. So one is, so in that case, if we talk about our delegations, so yes, delegation is always of the two factors. If we talk about line is basically refers to the chain of command. Direct representative or direct subordinate, we can say that they are basically those who are responsible for their working, extending from top ranking officers down to the lowest rank. They implement the decisions, policies of the chief executive. So all these comes into the line reference. That is what exactly a chain of command is. But whereas service, we can say that, or staff, we can say that they are those employees or those working who are basically in the organization to provide their special services. They are rendering their services to the chief executive. We can take the example of accountant of a company, or we can take the example of secretary, reception. So in that case, these are basically comes into all the rankings of the part of the organization. They are considered as the staff of the organization. So that comes into line and staff organization. Now the staff agency. Staff agency, as we discuss in the line agency and staff agency is basically what the person who are on the service rendering part. The expansion of personality of executive. It means that there were more eye, more ear, more hands to aid him in forming and carrying out his plans. So there are the three kinds of staff agency: general, technical and auxiliaries. So the general staff basically helps the chief of the general matter by advice, collection of information and researches. So technical staff advices of the chief executive comes into technical part, whereas the common to the various administrative department like printing, accounting, these all comes into the auxiliaries. So in that case, yes, staff functions are those which are rendering the services. We divide that staff agencies into the three parts: general, technical and auxiliary. General is all which are gathering the information, which are getting the collections of information and researches. Technical is more towards the technical work. Auxiliary staffs are all comes into the all executive part, that means comes into the administrative department. Now line agency. Line agency are basically related to the line, that is what the formal hierarchy in which all the workings are performed. So these agencies are concerned with the execution of a fulfillment of the primary objective and functions of the government and deal directly with the people. So they provide the service to the people and regulate their activities. Now aids to the chief executive. Now in that case, now you can see the overall working of the organization hierarchy. There are chief executive, the assistant of the chief executive are all comes into the line organizations. In line organization, we can say that all the departments, all the public corporation, independent regulatory commissions all comes into line organization. Where as the staff comes into all the service rendered working, that is general staff, technical staff and auxiliary staff. Now if we talk about the Indian executives, so the chief executive in India is the head of administration at the respective nation and state and district of the local level. They are basically the heads of administrative. If we talk about at the union level, president is constitutional and nominal chief executive, while the PM is the head of cabinet. So president is considered as the constitutional or nominal chief executive, whereas PM is considered as the head of that cabinet. And administration at this level is basically by the secretaries in the charge of a different departments. So that is what the overall working of the in India executive level at union level. If we talk about, now this is what the union level, the very national level. When it comes to enter into a state level, the governor is constitutional as the chief executive. Governor is basically considered as chief executive, the person who have all the control and all the rights. The chief minister is basically considered as the real chief executive. That means he is performing all the activities which is of the governors. In the state, chief secretary is provide to the administration and provide the major assistance to the chief minister. They are those person who are informing and actually providing all the kind of information to the chief minister. Now, this is what the state level. Now we are entering into the very district level. In the district level, district collector is basically working as a chief executive, the head of that chief, or we can say that they are working as a district magistrate. At the same time, he is one of the important functionary of the district and the main functioning of the district. Now in the union execution, there are certain kind of powers to be performed. So the executive power of the union shall be vested in the president, and various powers are administrative power, military power, legislative power, judicial power. These are the four powers which are performed in the union executive. In the state executive, yes, controlling all the state, controlling the governor part of the state, that's all comes into the state execution. And at the district level, yes, chief executive assumes greater importance in that. So district is basic unit of administration and plays the district collectors. So district collectors are all the position of district collector is very similar with the nation and the state level of the activity or powers. Now the district collector as in a chief executive, what are the powers, what are the functions of district collector of that particular area, because we will consider the district collector as in a chief executive. Collector is in the direct charge of the revenue department in the district. So his revenue functions include the fixation of land revenue and it is collection maintenance of the land recovered and decisions in the revenue cases. So in that case collector have a direct charge. Collector के पास charge होता है revenue department से हर तरीके के informations को avail करना. At the same time he maintain all the laws and orders. सारे लॉज एंड ऑर्डर्स जो हैं वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट के साथ परफॉर्म किए जाते हैं एंड दे आर बेसिकली कम्स इनटू द असिस्टेंस ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट पॉलिसीज एंड दे आर द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ पीपल. एट द सेम टाइम ही assured as an uninterrupted supply of essential commodity. So in that case they are working. At the same time they are responsible for all the social welfare and rural development. At the same time, they are responsible for all the arrangement of general election processes. At the same time, they all have a supervisory power also, like the municipalities, village panchayat, block samiti. These powers all comes into the district collector's right. At the same time, it assumes under the unforeseen situations. So they have district collectors has to perform in that unforeseen situations. Collector also considered as a coordinator. District officer's executive is basically comes into the controller's inspection and meeting part. So we comes and we get the idea about the collector. So there are a few questions which you have to performed. So first question is explain the meaning of chief executive. Who is a real executive at the state level? So you have to explain what exactly the chief executive, who are the working roles and responsibilities of chief executive, and who is real executive at a state level. So you have to tell this. So yes, this is all about for today's session. We are winding up here. Thank you so much. Happy learning. We learn.